Elijah Mitchell hamstring injury that will likely prevent him from playing in the preseason, says Adam Schefter. Expected back for week 1, but hamstring's tough to predict. Soft tissue. Tough to predict. Niners have a lot of running backs. We saw some of them today. Trey Sermon started. How did you think Trey Sermon looked? Sorry, my tone is leading the witness a little bit there.
I sent you that. Okay, never mind. I just making sure that because usually the bloggers or the aggregators, they don't screw up, and they didn't. Because I was like, I can't find Schefter's tweet, but I found it.
Yeah, I didn't think Sermon looked great today.
A lot of people on social media streets think he's going to cut.
Well, he got the first chance, but
what do you expect him to do? That's my question. Do you think he dances too much?
I thought that first carry, yeah. I thought in practice, just Jordan Mason looks better. JaMychal Hasty, we know, brings another element. Ty Davis Price, too soon for that. Jeff Wilson. Now, maybe if Elijah Mitchell, I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I do wonder if it comes down to 4 guys, assuming Elijah Mitchell is not on PUP or anything, which, I mean, God, he gets hurt a lot, and I love the player, but holy moly.
True Shanahan back.
Is Davis Price a lock? I would say Jeff Wilson Jr. lock. I also thought if Elijah Mitchell was injured, once I forwarded you that, I kind of closed my eyes. Can you envision Wilson and 15 carries week 1? Yep. I could just envision him getting a lot of carries with Price getting, he gets 14 Price gets 7, and that's 21 carries for the game. That type deal. Juszczyk and Kittle each get kind of 1. Debo gets a couple. You can already envision it in your head if Mitchell's just not dressed because his hamstring. We're going to give it another week. We want to wait till we'll start him at home. I think Hasty's probably just going to make the team. If Kyle, why are we forcing Trey Sermon? If Trey Sermon keeps dancing and he's not better than Hasty, he's not. The only reason we would keep Sermon over Hasty is because we drafted him in the 3rd round. That's the only reason. Well, we don't give a shit about any of that anymore, right? We're a good team. We're trying to win now. Sermon might get cut, man. I mean, he's 6. He averaged 1.8 yards a carry.
Well, I mean, it's just the way it looked.
He did have the one where he got blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, and but I think just like what I said about Danny Gray and Drake Jackson, I thought the way he ran was it to me. And I know you mentioned that Juszczyk said the other day that he'd been practicing well, and with running backs, it's hard in practice for standing on the sideline to really know.
But you could also look at that. So he's been on the team a year and a half, and he's had 4 good practices.
I just think all those other guys have looked better than him.
Kyle didn't say that to me. He said that to Papa online publicly.
Yep. But I thought all these other guys have looked better than him in practice, and then I thought it was.
Well, Hasty has for sure. You're just thinking are they really going to go with the veteran guy over the 3rd rounder? It's I'm coming around. Yeah. Why would you cut Hasty?
Well, is it a good sign or a bad sign when you start the game at running at that position?
Well, ask Josh McDaniels and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Well, they said Josh Jacobs not going anywhere.
But I think sometimes you want to see. I think for Josh Jacobs and definitely for Trey Sermon, it's here's your opportunity, man. Take it. Take the lead, right? When I say take the lead,
good point.
Go get your spot. Isn't that what I think they're kind of rooting for him? Hey, man, we use this pick on you. Show us, please. But how can they, if draft picks do not matter, how much you make doesn't matter, nothing matters. Based on what we've seen in practice in the night, who in their right mind takes Sermon over Hasty?
Oh, well, especially Hasty, because Hasty catches the ball and he can pick up pressure on. You can put him in on 3rd down, pick up pressure, block.
How's he? Would you say Hasty's a borderline lock if as long as he doesn't get hurt? Feels like he's on the game now.
Yeah.
You want a telltale sign? Preseason game 3 is Sermon in there and just taking all the carries?